Okay, guys. So again, we'll go to the floor first, and then I'll head to Zoom.
Nathan, not exactly a monthly occupation, but it's been a pretty long wait for that 400.
Yeah, not wrong. It's just very nice to come out here and play my role within the team and get the result that we're after. So, yeah, very, very pleasing.
I know you're not a big milestone guy, but is there a moment where you might look around at the 400 club and think Richard Hadley, captain there, these kind of great players, they'll stay and you're at the number 117?
It hasn't really hit me yet, to be honest. No doubt I'll get my phone and call my family, friends, and that will probably hit a little bit closer to home, I guess. But yeah, something that I'm very proud of. There's no doubt about that. It's been some hard toil to get it, but it's very, very rewarding, that's for sure.
Was there a sense of once you've got it released, because the next few followed very quickly, like did you feel that sense of relief amid the jubilation?
Relief, yeah, because I'm not so much on personal milestones, and I've got a lot of my best mates in that change room, and they tend to remind me and ask me if I was going to have the 400 on my shoes like Pidge or run around like Warney. So it was, I had a lot of banter going on, so it was probably on my mind a lot more. But I'm one for saying the next wicket is always the hardest one to get. So, and that's my mindset, and that's not going to change. So. To answer your question, yeah, it was a big relief. Yeah.
Making a talking joke for however now we start very well. Now after having played 100 tests, not just 400 off, do you feel less nervous?
No, God no. I'm nervous because I care. I care about everyone in that change room and care about the result and playing cricket and representing Australia the way I want to. So. That's the main reason I'm nervous. I'm not nervous because I'm scared of getting hurt or failing or anything like that. It's just because I generally care about all those people in that change room and want to play my role to win games of cricket for Australia.
In the last few years, you've stuck up a great rapport with Tim Payne as captain and spinner. How different were the dynamics here at Cummins? Like, he said, doesn't really understand nuances of speech within the distance.
Yeah, it's a good question. Obviously, do you want to answer it? Obviously, Payne and I have had a great relationship, but Pat's one of my best mates, so he was extremely calm out there as captain. I know there's a lot of talk about him being calm, but that was a big message. And I think when Australian cricket play their best cricket, we're calm and we're playing with smiles on our faces and we're enjoying it. And I think Pat really hit that home. Let's be calm. Let's go do the basics really well, and when our chance comes, let's be ruthless. That's what good Australian cricket teams do, and we want to become a great Australian cricket team. So.
Nate, after England kind of wrestled back the momentum yesterday afternoon and went into the end of the day, probably a bit further back into the game you guys would have liked. How important was it to come out early this morning and set the tone, and then, when the wickets did start falling, it did seem like you could smell the end almost?
Yeah, 100%. It's always important to start early on any day, but yesterday, this is how good Test cricket is. This is why it's the best format in my eyes. You have ups and downs, and the opposition, they will hit back at some stage. So I wasn't surprised that England hit back. They've got the #1 batter in the world, and he showed his class out there yesterday. So it was important for us to come out here, but we knew if we stayed calm out there and did our job and played our roles, then hopefully we'll create chances. And once you get one, then hopefully you can jump on the back of that and ride that bus for a little bit.
I think you've got a good record with the pink ball. A lot of spinners who have visited Australia don't. Does anything change for you come the second test with a pink ball?
No, nothing changes. Red ball, white ball, pink ball doesn't really change for me. I'm going to stick to my basics and my belief in my stock ball, and that's worked for me for over 400 wickets now. So I don't think I'll be changing that method. but saying that, I'll get down to Adelaide. We'll prepare well. Adelaide's unbelievable place to play cricket. It's probably up there with the best place to play cricket in the world in my eyes. So it's going to be a good challenge. And England will hit back, and they'll obviously bring back some absolute superstars. So it's going to be a good challenge.
And Australia's approach against Jack Leach, do you think, was that a concerted approach, a plan?
Well, I'm not part of the batting meeting anymore, so you're going to have to ask Alex when he comes up here. So I think a lot of the guys, and what I'm very proud of, a lot of guys played the moment, and they didn't get carried away. They played what was in front of them, and I think that's very important as Australian cricketer, that you play the moment and you play the ball that's coming down at you. You don't get carried away. You don't think too far ahead. You stay in the present, and I think that's a really big bonus for us at the moment.
Talked about the relationship you had with Tim Payne. What was it like having Alex behind the stumps there? He stood up pretty well, took a lot of catches.
I think Alex, I know he's in the room, but I would say this anyway. I think it's been an absolutely incredible debut. And I'm not surprised by it. I've watched him train in the lead up, and his preparation has been world class. He's obviously played a lot of white ball cricket for Australia, and our relationship's only going to get bigger and better and stronger. He's coming down on the early bus with me to catch in the nets. He had a really good catch to me, and our relationship is heading in the right direction. But to debut at the GABBA in the Ashes series, take eight catches, I think that's a record. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of him, to be honest.
We've got 2 more here in the room, guys, and we'll go to Zoom. Crash.
You mentioned Joe Root has got the reputation as a wonderful player against spin. Is there any particular challenge he presents that the slow bowler makes him quite special and unique?
Good question, Crash. Yeah, there are a couple of challenges there, for sure. He's a very good player off front and back foot, and he sweeps, so it does provide a really decent challenge for spinners to get him caught in the crease there and challenge his defence for a long period of time. But he's the best batter in the world at the moment, and as I said, he showed his class out there, and so it's going to be a big summer challenge against Joe. I've got a huge amount of respect for him and the way he's gone about it, so I'm going to have to make sure that I keep looking at footage, keep planning, and try and come up with a few different things for him. That's for sure.
Yeah, Nathan, you've got Milan there close on the offside and looked pretty dangerous when that man was in there, even before that and after as well. Did you look at it overnight and sort of change your plans? And I know you historically haven't favored that position over your career. Is it something you might do a bit more of this series?
I didn't look at it overnight, to be honest with you. We've been very well clear on our plans and the way we want to go about it. And Andrew McDonald, John Davison, and with our leaders and Alex behind the stumps, we've spoken about just changing little fields here and there, not being predictable, I guess, just to change something in their eyesight, just to see if they'll do anything a little bit better. That's a pretty clear plan that England's going to try and play me off the back foot pretty well the whole summer. So that's the reasons why you probably saw the guys go out of that pad away from him to the lefties or whatnot to try and get the guys on the front foot, because in my eyes, if I'm challenging their defence on their front foot, that gives me the best chance to get a catch to Alex or Smithy. So it's just a little bit of mind games and the beauty of Test cricket, I guess.
Thanks, guys. We've got 3 here on Zoom, and then we'll wrap it up. Lockie McCurdy.
Thanks, Cole. Congrats, Nathan, on the milestone and the win. In terms of bowling in Australia, I mean, your record is phenomenal since you started. I think the average of other spinners bowling in Australia is almost double what yours is. What have you found the key over the last sort of 10, 12 years in bowling in these conditions?
Well, it's what I grew up on. So I think the biggest thing for me and my skill set is being able to get the ball to drift and drop and use my bounce. It's all well and good to be a massive turner, but if you can only turn the ball half the bat, then it brings in the edges. So that's my strengths, and that's what I believe in, and that's what I'll keep doing until I'm done. But yeah, I'm not going to go away from that. That's for sure.
Andrew Ramsey.
Hello, Nathan. As the only bowler who's been part of the past two sort of home Ashes series going back to 2013-14. Can you see or sense any similarities in the way this campaign started and the way those two did?
The only ones I can see is a win at the GABBA, but as Pat said before, it's a really good feeling inside the Australian cricket room at the moment. But we understand and the importance of this series and the quality of England squad out here. So we know that they're going to become very well prepared for Adelaide, but we just need to make sure that we celebrate this a couple of milestones for each and every one in that change room. But understanding our preparation has to be key, and we'll get down to Adelaide and train harder than we ever have to make sure that we're ready to go come Adelaide. So it's going to be a really good summer, and I'm looking forward to it.
Last one here, guys. Dan Brady.
G'day, Nathan. Just a question about Cameron Green. I know, I think you said on the broadcast that was a pretty exciting spell for you guys to see, and obviously impactful getting Joe out. How exciting is it for you as a spin bowler that it potentially changes the balance up a little bit, and you might not necessarily have to be the only spinner if you've got an all-rounder who can bowl like that?
It's pretty remarkable, to be honest. I was only sitting in the change room before coming here with Starkey and Hoff and Smithy, and we were all saying how remarkable it is to his skill set, and just to be fielding square to the wicket. And I'm pretty used to seeing Josh, Pat and Starkey hit the wicket and the pace and bounce that they get, but I was blown away with the way Greeny's rhythm and his belief that he's come in and whack the pitch to get something out of it, and just it was absolutely remarkable. I'm proper excited about his skill set. So his belief will keep growing day by day, training session by training session, and test by test, and he's going to be an unbelievable asset for Australian cricket for a long period of time, hopefully.